It's posting to my subscriptions. Because I'm subbed to you, it's posting to my
Let's see what we've got for each other.
yeah, I got like test 2
Taking chances.
streamed 2 hours ago, no views for 5 seconds. I've got the live stream that supposedly still thinks you're live. I don't know if you're in between live or whatever at the moment, but supposedly live.
Yes.
And I have your 2 hour, 12-minute VOD of of you playing Destiny. Go on, let me catch up. Okay. Yeah. Well, you were like at least 30 seconds to 45 seconds before, I think. I don't know. You're walking across the bridge now. You just got to the end of the bridge. You're at there, and now you're walking up to the vendor, and you reach the vendor, and you pass the vendor, and now you're at the railings. And now you're jumping on a box.
Talk to me, Guardian. Rumor has it all hell has broken loose.
Hooray! Yeah. Hmm. Which one from Firefly? Nathan Fillion. Yeah. Yeah.
6. Wish I could have met him.
I'm a big
Some of
Firefly
the stories
fan,
I've heard.
Yeah.
Was Cade frustrating? At times. But it was
You know,
part
big
of his
fan of
charm.
Summer Glau before, you know,
Lovable
she went to
fool.
Terminator, and that's where everyone
Quite the
knows her
shot
from.
to boot.
Very upset about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Well, it's kind of it would be as ridiculous as like WoW doing it or something, right? Like, oh, I wouldn't be able to play like. I mean, they basically did it already. Like they tried to make me buy fucking Shadowlands on the pre-patch because they were being little assholes about it. Yeah, I don't have Shadowlands, but you know, if I couldn't do Shadowlands content with you, that would kind of suck. Like, yeah, yeah, mm. Well, hang on a sec. When you're transmitting long, like long transmitting, and you're describing stuff, your mic quality goes down. Yeah, as you go, like I've never noticed it before because maybe it's while you're streaming. But yeah, it seems to dip the longer you're transmitting, like on Discord at least. I don't know why. I have never noticed it before, but it's happened a couple of times, and I was like, oh, it was just like because you were uploading or something. Like I thought you were
have news?
maybe it was maybe like that your upload rate was tanking or something, but I thought you had a fairly good upload.
There's
Yeah.
nothing we can't accomplish.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I don't know, it just distracted me for a second, sorry.
Let's get to work.
I thought I was going mad. Yeah, because you can't get me into the game because you basically say, well, to do something that I want to do, I would have to buy all those expansions, right? Like, yeah. 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 Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I bought the most recent stuff to play with the most recent expansion with you, like the WoW model, basically, like, I mean, I don't mind. I wouldn't mind necessarily if I didn't have access to certain things, but I would mind if, for example, you know, I needed Legion content to do Mythic Plus there, or something stupid like that, because that's the kind of thing, you know, a marketing department would come up with in order to make sure that they were making the most amount of money, right? like like if they had that model, and that would be dumb because then at that point, like, I'm going to feel pretty fucking shitty, and I'm not going to buy fucking Legion to go to burial grounds or whatever, right? But that's like a retention, like, new player experience problem, and that's pretty evident. Like, all games have this and approach it a different way, but it's pretty, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to buy hundreds and hundreds of pounds worth of, like, expansions to play Destiny, right? Like, if I was on my own and it was a single player game, which it isn't for the most part, right? Like, there's a
We must defend the light, even if it won't
yeah.
defend us.
Yeah.
What news?
Yeah.
Savathun is dead. I wish I could believe she'd stay that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
Ikora and I have our
Yeah, probably.
disagreements, but we will always resolve them and be stronger for it.
Yeah. It's if that's the only time it happened, then I was there. Yes. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Each new day is a
But you can't get your friends in because their model sucks. Yeah. Yeah. Whereas right now, if I was like, oh well, let's go play Warframe, we could basically do almost all the content in the game. Like I could drag you there and make it would be hell for you, but I could send you there. You know. Actually, that's not technically true. There are a few restrictions, but yeah, pretty much anywhere.
I need your skills more than ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. You can't do anything in Destiny. No, okay.
Tell me you have something.
Eververse has the goods.
Yeah.
Don't know where my uncle finds these things.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Looking for anything special? Take as long as you like. I can wait.
They're like challenges. Yeah. 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 Plat for Warframe Plat. Yeah. You can't convert anything into silver at all. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, technically, officially, you can't turn anything into plat in Warframe either,
Take as long
but
as you like.
you
I
can
wait.
sell things for plat to other players. So there's no like convert like in Guild Wars, for example, where you can turn gold into gems. There's like an exchange rate for it officially through the store, which removes gold from the economy, which is good for the game.
Looking for anything in particular,
Warframe doesn't do
Guardian?
that technically, but
You ever get the
you can
sense
sell
Guardians that
drops
they
for
don't
platinum,
see
which means there is technically a way for you to get free to play platinum, and they offer it sometimes as well. And they offer all sorts of deals on it as well, like all the fucking time. Like I expect if I was to log in now, I'd be heavily weighted to get some kind of reduction on platinum, like voucher, and sort of they encourage you to do it that way. Which I've bought a little bit of plat in the past, but I haven't really done all that much, and I don't really trade either. So I've like most of the things I've earned is all fairly free to play with occasional purchases of platinum just to get certain things that I want. Mainly like skins and stuff. Yeah.
No hurry, Guardian.
Mm-hmm.
Take as long as you like. I can wait.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
There is nothing in the speaker's journals to explain what happened to Trevor.
Yeah, you just have to invest a ton of money. Yeah. Yeah. I have to buy the expansions, no? Yeah. Universe?
Yes, Guardian?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it looks really nice, you know, like everything looks cool and there's sort of little
Very well.
cultural tweaks on things here and there and stuff. It's similar vibes I get. Like it's very popular game
Our
thing
light
these
is
days to have
stronger
these
than
like it's a very like Sultan kind
do
of
you
Middle
see?
Eastern sash thing going on that character there, and you know it's like drawing a lot of
take
inspiration
it.
from the world.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I've been playing. That's alright. I've been playing Company of Heroes. So. Yeah, same. Competitive only. Just yeah. Yeah. It's funny
Your
because
return
ultimately
honors me, Guardian.
you look at things like you look back at history. Hang on, I'm gonna have to fucking pause this. This is a fucking puzzle attack mission. Yeah. What I was gonna say was, what was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, looking back at first-person shooters and things when like first-person shooters were almost everything. They still kind of are, but you know, it's not your Battlefields and your CODs, but like on the way to Battlefields and your CODs. You know, like that kind of early shooter environment. Your Quakes and your Dooms and your Duke Nukems and your stuff like that, right? Your Half-Life and your Half-Life
What do you
2s.
seek?
Like if you think about Half-Life 2, one of the more popular mods out there that's ever happened to Half-Life 2, people are still playing
Yes,
it
of
now,
course.
is called the Synergy mods, which makes the Half-Life 2 campaign co-op. Right? People modded
I can
Half-Life
abandon
2 to
gridlock.
make the entire campaign co-op. And it took fucking years for this mod to actually be like anywhere near useful. Because it's still glitchy as fuck. You know how mods are. when you're doing something to
How
the
can a
engine that it was
vanguard
never really intended to do, it gets a bit funky. But there are people playing the Half-Life 2 campaign through in co-op multiplayer
Very well.
through the Synergy mod. One of the largest Valve mods of all time, Gary's mods, became like
We stand behind
a financial success because they ended up creating a game with Valve as an offshoot for it, like the actual paid Gary's mod.
What do you see?
That was like a big old sandbox build-a-thon with a bunch of like game modes and stuff, like co-op focused mainly.
We stand behind
There's a huge market for experiencing these open worldy games and campaign games as a multiplayer thing. People like playing with their friends. Like, there is a huge market in it, and everything tells you, like, if you go and produce a game that's good, has a good story, and has a good thing going, eventually you're going to have to, like Total War, make the campaign co-op. Which led to them making the campaign also competitive. Like, I remember when I think it was Total War Napoleon came out, one of the big features that made me buy it was they said, "Oh, we got a co-op campaign now." We're like, "Oh, that's amazing!" And you go in, and it wasn't the full co-op campaign experience. It was like you could only play battles when both of you had armies there. So imagine our game. The only time we could actually play real time together was when we both had our armies there. Like your army was in range to reinforce me. Yeah, it sucked, right? It was like this isn't the co-op experience. This is just you've said it is, but it's not. Like, it's clearly not in. I lost a lot of respect for them around that time, because it was like, you're marketing this as co-op, and it's not the expectation people have. You shouldn't call it that. Which they sort of started calling hot. They had hot seat mode, which was hot seat mode was them creating a campaign where there was like an extra phase in between where the second player would play. So you would have to be in the same room. Like, hot seat mode was the one that came first, and then this co-op campaign came along where they were like, "Oh, we can't play real-time battles together. You can't spectate real-time battles," And then later on, the spectate came in, and then even later on with like Warhammer and things like that, the gift units thing came in, so you could give me your cavalry and stuff, like what we were doing with our games. Like, that was kind of a late addition to Total War in general. Like, I think that was like Attila. Rome 2, maybe. It is kind of sad because, it's like the community had to wait like 15 years before they got the means to play co-op properly in a Total War game. And if you think about it now, like Company Heroes 3, for example, I picked it up. They're Sega produced as well. The publisher is Sega, sorry. It's Relic. Which, Dawn of War, Company Heroes, all the series, like, they've done fairly well. Relic, all in all, they've got a fair amount of respect. They create fairly good games. But I can't recommend Company Heroes 3 because their campaign modes, even though it's just single player only, feels like they took a look at Total War. They had like a half a day sit down with Creative Assembly devs or something. And they were like, "Yeah, we can do that," and then went off and tried to make a campaign mode in Company of Heroes single player, and it doesn't work. Just doesn't work. It's like it has very annoying mechanics. It's like if someone had a rudimentary understanding of what makes Total War campaign really good. Basically, that's what they did. They were like, "Oh yeah, you can move things around, you can create things with munitions and stuff. Like, you can transport things around with the Navy. That's cool. Oh, we should have Air Force representation. That's cool." And then they all kind of shoved it all together, and it doesn't really work. Like, there's very annoying mechanics. They've padded the whole campaign out with just default standard skirmish games. So a lot of the gameplay is like very, very similar. All the maps are obviously there's only a limited amount of maps. Because you can't make hundreds of maps, right, for skirmish. Like that doesn't exist in strategy games. You can't really do it. So yeah, it's a bit of a mess. But I've wanted a cool like multiplayer sort of RTS with a campaign map for a long time. Same way
Guardian, I'm glad you're here. We must. We will not be taken by surprise again. Taj, pull up the latest report from my corps. This will change my city's history. But all that matters is that someone's going to do it.
All security requests must be directed through central processing.
There is nothing in the Speaker's journals to explain what happened with Trevor. More mysteries to unravel.
System diagnostic complete. This unit functioning at 98.5% optimum performance.
All expeditions to Savathun's throne world need to go through Ikora first. Yes, all of them.
All clear at current location.
was once so clear. The light, the dark, our place in this battle. The time has come for new clarity. Ikora's latest report is troubling. I had no idea. Yes, Zavala. A parcel? I didn't order it. It was slow. I see. You can deliver to my office. Thank you. Regard your soldiers as your children, and they will follow you into the darkest valleys. Taj, pull up the latest report from Ikora. Ghosts serving the hive. I understand this very blessedness every day. The witness. Why have we never heard that name before? Wherever a guardian stands, there stand the true Yes, Zavali. A parcel? I didn't order it. It was slow. I see. You can deliver to my office. Thank you.
I'm a player of like grand strategy and stuff, so I was interested when they said, "Oh, we're talking to grand strategy devs." I think they apparently they might have also talked to Paradox. So they have Creative Assembly under Sega already, and they possibly talked to Paradox, and they still got it wrong. For the most part, it's crazy. Yeah. That's the one. Yeah, because you're doing something other than sitting in the chair. He's like, oh, food time. Yeah, but that doesn't matter. The pressing buttons. No. I try not to switch between them very often. Like, yeah. Hi. But yeah, I don't know. I also picked this up because I know like some of the No Pro peeps really enjoy this series and stuff, and I know they've already bought it, so I was like, maybe I'll get some skirmish games out of them as well. Well, it is kind of fucking expensive, honestly. It's 50 quid. Yeah. Yeah. This definitely doesn't have that. And they'll charge for all the fucking factions and stuff as well. I know exactly what I'm getting into. I probably won't stick with it, but yeah. 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 It's not. No, it's not. There's a bunch of things I will play like that. I mean, single player games this really doesn't matter. But if there's a multiplayer element that I'm looking forward to, then it's a problem, right? The only other time I pre-purchase like or I buy real early, like in this case, I bought because I wanted to play the campaign. And I'm disappointed with the campaign. No fucking surprise there, really. It is a AAA developed fucking title, and I should have expected it. There's a good amount of front loading here. That's the other problem, is that actually the intro to this is really, really good, but the reality of continuing to play past like the 2 hour mark, I feel like, it's a bit disingenuous to review copies and things like that, right? Like it's not entirely representative of the experience you're going to get in hour 3. But it got past all the reviews, right? I probably would. Yeah. Yeah.
A transaction to make, Guardian?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. With metaphysical expressions won't bring
The Traveler. Gone. Should I feel humbled by this sacrifice?
Getting swamped. Running out of time here.
You
Need to get
don't let any more
resources.
of our enemies the light? Lost? Without a God in whom I can place my trust? But what consumes me in this moment is the human loss. We've watched so many die for this war. And yet, those losses have given us insight and common bonds. We stand alongside more allies than ever before. Humans, awoken, the Elixni, even the Cabal. When I came to the last city, I looked up to the heavens for the hope the Traveler gave us. A prepared soldier is a victorious soldier. Guardian.
Negative. All security requests must be directed through central processing.
Hmm?
Guardian, the Traveler is gone, but we're still here. It may seem small, but it's no less important under the circumstances. Despite your triumphs against the former Emperor, the Witness has transformed the Traveler, and gone somewhere we cannot follow. Losses are no stranger to any of us. And I have long since known that the world does not obey laws of poetic justice, much as we might hope otherwise. It would be easy to look at the sky and falter. We cannot. We must take the time we have and make these losses mean something. Neptune is the best and only direction we have. Work with the Cloud Striders. Learn what you can about the Veil. A step at a time, an inch at a time, we keep going. With or without the Traveler. Carry the light with you.
Hmm.
Anything?
I mean, I can see you in OBS. Is that what you mean? Chat, yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Incapacitated. Hmm. Right, but you're still doing it. Right. Still doing that weird bit rate thing, by the way. I think it was I think it's better, but it's doing something weird. I don't know what it is.
I saw the trembler fading from our sky. I'll never forget that.
Hmm. Yeah. Nope. Denied, man. He's AFK.
Callus is gone, and the Veil is safe for now. I don't really know what victory looks like going forward, but I'm not gonna take this win from us. From Neomuna. It's weird not being the rookie anymore. I'm just Cloudstrider Nimbus. Feels wrong, like I jumped out a window without my board. There was confidence in knowing the buck stopped with someone else. For Rohan, when I met him at least, it seemed like he just took everything in stride. It was easy for him. I guess I'll get there someday. We're having Rohan's induction into the Hall of Heroes in a bit. Will you join us? It'll be great. Quinn will say something stuffy, there'll be lots of cheering, maybe a whistle if you want to get spicy. But I think he'd be honored if you were there.
Thanks, man. I don't know. I've got enough going on at the moment. I think maybe I will.
Today, we honor relentless Rohan, his service, his sacrifice. More than a protector of Neomuna, he was a true Cloudstrider. He cut his years short so that the whole of humanity may thrive far into the future.
Today we suffer, so tomorrow can live on.
Well, you found me. This is the day job. Chief Archivist Quinn Ligari. Librarian to the stars. The sabotage thing is just a side gig. And I am grateful for all your skullduggery, by the way. My day job is a lot more filing. Anyway, this is where I'd usually show you around, maybe buy you a drink, but I got an eensy-weensy crisis. Let me just... What? No! Do not core dump! Ah! Dumb machine! Okay. Why don't you take a look around while I get to a good stopping point? Okay, so, remember when you stopped Callus, saved the city, and looked good doing it? When the Witness made that connection after, it rebooted all our Cloud Arc security. Guess the Vex noticed because they busted in here and blew up 5 of my Memorial servers. The audacity, right? Each server is nano-constructed from a Cloudstrider's core drive and filled with all their logs and records. They're irreplaceable. It's not like the Vex are destroyed so randomly. There's gotta be a connection, probably on those wrecked servers. But any data connecting these 5 Striders was in the servers they blew up. Long story short, your buddy Ghost has some sensors I've never seen before. So I thought maybe he could help me scrape the data? Just go take a look at those damaged memorials. See if you can pick up anything.
Yeah, your chores. Yeah.
Welcome, Neomuna, to the Hall of Heroes, where history lives on in you. The Earth author Peter S. Beagle once wrote, "There is no immortality but a tree's love. No one dies so long as they are remembered." So join me, City Archivist Quinn Ligari, as we learn about the great heroes who have made our impossible city a reality. Okay. Hi. Deep breath. I'm Quinn Ligari, City Archivist. I ain't gonna fixate on the things I can't control. Alive and help shape the future. With so much history lost to the first collapse, preserving humanity's knowledge is one of Neomuna's highest priorities. If we do not know who we have been, can we truly decide who we shall become? I hate those things. They made me re-record all my originals. Apparently, my take on history can be too sarcastic. Altruism, affinity, awareness. These aren't just the Cloudstrider ideals. They are the soul of Neomuna. Each of the memorials filling this room is a server dedicated to the life of a fallen hero, made from their own augmented systems. Every communication and journal detailing their noble sacrifice is available not only for future Cloudstriders to study, but you as well. The truest way to honor our city's champions is by using their experience to improve ourselves. Welcome back. What'd you bring me? Here in the foyer of arrivals rests noble Rohan. This sacred space honors both the beauty and the grief in a hero's passing. Since lockdown, so much of our city lived vicariously through our champion, and so we feel his loss more keenly. Every Cloudstrider embraces mortality, but in the lives they save and deeds recounted, they are timeless. The seed of each plant thrives in soil enriched by fallen leaves. All they are, from inception to fruit, is an echo of who came before. The plants grown here in the Hall of Heroes are all reclaimed species, extinct on Earth and restored on Neomuna. They are memories of a lost homeworld, returned to life thanks to the safety and prosperity our champions provide. Hey, yeah, I'm glad you stopped by. Nice to have company. Just all quiet. Every drop that falls eventually reaches its end. Yet the river continues on. That lone drop
I can't
is
hear them
simply a
because I had to turn
shape
their
the
audio
river
off.
takes for a time. The
Well, no, I
water
had to
pool
mute
rejoins
because
the
Discord.
flow and
It's really
continues
off-putting.
on. Those loved ones who pass remain a part of us, forever shaping who we are and who we become. The only books we used to have about Earth in the library were these horrible expedition romance novels. So, hey, I can loan them to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Pukas you see throughout the Hall of Heroes are attracted to the powerful emotions of visitors just like you. Over generations, they have acclimated to their human neighbors. Cloudstriders routinely use emotional support Pukas in training and therapy. They often select the friendliest chicks from those hatched right here, among their fallen predecessors. The founders came to Neptune in fear, desperate to survive the collapse. The Traveler had left gardens on many planets and moons. But on Neptune, they found a harsh frontier of floating continents and dangerous storms. Compassion, cooperation, and innovation allowed them to survive, just as they now allow us all to flourish. What are you doing mixed in with sociology? Maelstrom. She was one of the city's greatest military leaders. Ended the Cobalt occupation before she even became a Cloudstrider. Everybody loves him now, but back when Blue Jay was just Conrad Jane, the whole city hated his guts. Did all kinds of illegal sim research. The Strider. She was the very first official Cloudstrider. Losing her records hurts the most. Stargazer. You probably wouldn't expect a mathematician to be a great Cloudstrider. But I hear your Ikora Ray is kind of a nerd too. Siegebreaker. Telluride Magsy. He converted in the middle of the 20-year siege, and he ended it. But Vex captured his mentor, Puck. Magsy rescued Puck, but by then, the bots had stripped secrets from his brain. Old man couldn't handle the guilt. Took risks. Got hurt.
That's awful. And eerily similar to what Osiris went through. I wonder if Rohan learned how to counsel Osiris from... Guardian, your strand, it's... What's happening?
You recreated the memorial. Nimbus said your strand power could make things, but I didn't think they meant like this.
Neither did we. I guess Neomuna's emotional connection to their heroes is strong enough to anchor this strand creation permanently.
I've read some academic studies on veil transcription of the collective unconscious. I bet if I put you in cryo, I could...
Quinn, maybe we should focus on the Vex for now. Why they attacked and if they're coming back.
Yeah, I guess you're probably more useful not frozen. Right now. Let's see if we can figure out why the Vex broke in. What do you want? Built a data crawler app to scour Siegebreaker's database for mentions of the other 4 Cloud Striders targeted in that Vex attack. He references Stargazer and some kind of secret number crunching algorithm. No context. So I need you to restore Stargazer's records. All you need to do is Stargazer, the city's most famous explorer.
Hooray! That didn't take very long. Okay.
Oh, hey, Guardian. Induction ceremony wrap up all right? The citizens did a good job improvising. Traditionally, both Cloud Striders are there for the final handoff, but Rohan wasn't here, so... And if he were, he wouldn't be moaning about the past. He'd be too busy cracking open the veil, jumping through the portal, and knocking the witness back on its multiple asses. You know, the Vex were working on a copycat veil. Oh yeah, Rohan stumbled on it in the Nexus, years ago. It was half finished then, but he was convinced that the Vex had the goods on the original. Goods we'd need one day. Just think! We wrestle the Veil's secrets out of the Vex and we're one step closer to kicking down the witness's door. But first, we gotta track down Rohan's notes. So, what do you say? Help me follow in the big guy's footsteps? Great! I was just thinking about you.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Objective. Being objective about your opinion and stuff. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah. Well, you like what you like, I guess.
Ready to take on some baddies?
It's not a problem. It's just the way things is. Yeah. I like crafty survival stuff as well. I don't have to be shooting things, but I do enjoy shooting things. It is fun.
Guardian, help Osiris reach the Veil before Callus does. And please, stay close to him. He doesn't have any life to spare.
Of course. Never allowed to get behind in a skirmish battle thing ever again because I've been playing the same fucking skirmish for basically as long as we've been talking, almost.
I'm checking our
It's
location.
yeah, this
We
isn't
hitched a ride to the
enjoyable,
Outer
unfortunately.
Giants. Neptune orbit.
This is slog between
Osiris was right.
the enjoyable
Witness sent
bits.
Callus after something hidden here.
Guardian.
One of these objectives is to cut off the enemy base. You have to take like the 3
Callus is
capture
after an
points
artifact
above
on
them, which
Neptune.
is basically
Avail.
like full map control,
I'm working on
kind
a
of.
plan to stop it.
Once you do it, they start
For
getting
now,
extra
find your way through
abilities
that
and
ship.
things. They start like para-dropping things in, or like shelling the points that you've taken and stuff like that, like off map. And it's just easier to go in and kill their command center and win the game that way. So it's all I've been doing, which is annoying because I'm not actually playing the game they want me to play, but no one clearly thought that people were gonna do this, so they released it like this anyway. It's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go kill the base. Like, it's pointless having less of an advantage to capture those 3 points. Why don't I just go in with 2 points and destroy the HQ? I don't have to worry about all my losses and faffing around.
That pyramid resonance is shielding the Cabal. Another weapon from the Witness.
True.
My faithful Shadow Legion, this is your glory.
That area seems very Destiny, very Warframey as well.
Our alliance with the Witness
Like, it just feels
bears
like
such
like a Warframe level. That's crazy.
Together,
Yeah.
we will
See why you get the comparisons from. I haven't seen this
Stay
tile
vigilant.
tile
With the
set from
Witnesses backing,
Destiny,
they
but
could throw
it looks
anything
like a
at us.
grenade ship, like with all the pipes and everything on the thing, and all the big windows and things.
bring glory to the Herald of the Witness.
The Shadow Legion is one step ahead of us. Any damage we can inflict on the Cabal fleet will buy us
Yeah.
time.
We should regroup as soon as possible. But maybe we can disable the ship's computer core.
I've located the terminal here and sent you their ship layout.
Just received it. Locating now. Got it. We're not far from the core. We need a way in there. That Cabal had a keycard. It should get us through that door. I can't help but feel like we should have stayed behind to protect the Traveler and our people. Was it the right choice to follow Osiris?
If the witness establishes a link with the Veil, it'll be over for the entire system. All of our losses would have been for naught. We've never faced a threat of this magnitude.
Don't do that.
Even if you stayed, you wouldn't have stood a chance against the witness. None of us would. This is our only hope to survive the witness.
What was that?
The fruits of an unholy alliance between the Witness and Callus. I fear they'll have more surprises in store.
This keycard lets us access the computer core. Let's head there now. This is the core for the entire ship. Communications, navigation, deployment.
I'm relaying my position to you. Make your way to this ship.
We need some way to get to the surface.
I believe I have a method to accomplish that.
Did I detect a bit of hesitation in your voice?
No. My impromptu stratagems have a high rate of success. Just get here quickly.
Mm.
Look, down there. Callus's flagship. He's heading right for the surface.
Oh, is that you, my tenacious little guardian? What do you think of my shadow legion? Revel in these hollow victories. I want you in the best of spirits when we meet in the arena.
Alright, man. I think I'm gonna head off, just finish this up and get some food and stuff, go to bed. I'll catch you later. Hmm? Trying. Well, I mean, it's 4:30 in the morning. I don't know how that's responsible. Your time, at least. It's getting kind of late.